Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Uthman, Ali and Umar. So we are doing the chapter of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. So first chapter already we did about a glimpse at the life of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And I told you about when he was born. He was born 3 years after Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Both his father Usman Abu Hahafa and his mother Salma belonged to Abu Taim clan. So we did that chapter, a glimpse at the life of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Today, like we gonna this also somewhat I remember I did few points about this. This is about how Abu Bakr free a Bilal. Bilal was an Ethiopian servant. So how he freed Bilal. And I don't know you remember or not. In the end, I'm going to ask you regarding those. So during the early days of Islam, Muslim, they were facing so many problems. Muslims were facing so many problems, and at that time, most of the followers of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam were, very poor people, and they were from the family. They are from the suburbs, and in that, most common practices was buying and selling the slave. So here, try to understand those kind of scenario. He was a slave who Bilal. So one of these poor people was an Ethiopian slave. His name was Bilal ibn Rabah. So Bilal was the slave of one of the worst enemies of Islam, Umayyah ibn Khalaf. His master name is Umayyah ibn Khalaf, because Bilal was an honest and trustworthy person. So he was treated with special favor by his master. So often he would be in charge of this master trade caravan to the rich people going to Syria and Palestine. Just try to understand, he was such a nice person, this Bilal. So he was given the honor of taking care the people, the caravan especially, who goes to Syria and the Palestine. That is the thing mentioned over here. So, and after Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam received his call from Allah, what is the receiving his call from Allah means? This is talking about wahi, revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when he received the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who was the first to believe, like what Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, correct? It was Abu Bakr who said, yes, I believe in you. He has complete trust. So he was the first to believe. He was a believer. So Abu Bakr, he has a way of conveying the message. When you convey the message of Islam, that is called Dawah. Okay, that is the word that is called Dawah. Like, he was giving little information about Islam, how a Muslim should be, what is Shahada, all those things he was teaching to who? Bilal. But this Bilal's master, Umayr ibn Khalaf, he didn't like it. So they were like, he was teaching Abu Bakr was teaching to Bilal secretly. Yani, he was conveying the message. So at first Bilal was somewhat, hesitant about uh, giving up the pagan's faith. Now try to understand, he is a disbeliever. Who? Bilal. And he don't want to tell the master also, but he want to be believer now, because he understand Islam is everything, and believing in Islam is most important thing. So he know that such a change his master would not tolerate. And like, he was meeting to Abu Bakr, and he was not telling his own master. So soon what happened? Bilal became attached to Abu Bakr, and he was meeting and he was teaching about Islam, oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the difference between Islam and other religion? We believe in one Allah. We believe in one God. There is only one God, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Allah's messenger, last prophet. which we call Shahada. Shahada is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is only one God, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Rasul and the messenger. So that's what he conveyed to Bilal. So not long after he accepted Islam, someone informed Bilal master Umayyah. What is Bilal's master name? Umayyah. That his slave had become the follower of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yani this is a big thing. It's like a breaking news for them. He got very angry and upset. So he said, "Are you sure of this? My Bilal has always been a good slave and he has never disobeyed me," said Umayyah. Yani he was a good slave. He's not believing, he's saying, how come he's doing such a thing? He got angry and he was crazed with the anger. He got so much angry and upset. So Umayyah set off with the vengeance to, Bilal. Umayyah discovered that Bilal had truly accepted Islam and developed a great love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At first, Umayyah tried to convince Bilal to return to idol worship. So he was trying, so that he disbelieved. Who? Bilal. But he was not able to. He failed. So Umayyah lost his patience. He was not able to do the sabr and decided to use torture. First he tried to convey the message in a right manner. Then he thought, no, he is not listening, so let me torture him. So Bilal was beaten several times across his back with leather whips. It was wounded and bleeding profusely. So Bilal refused to, yield to the ruthless Umayyah's demand. And enraged at his stubbornness, he was so stubborn and he was beating Bilal. Still, Bilal was believing in oneness of Allah, and he was tortured. Bilal was tied, and he was tied in, in the afternoon of the desert. It's so hot. In that hot weather, he was going through all that torture. So this was really hard for them. So this is very terrible torture. It continued for many days. So one day Umayyah invited his good friend Abu Jahl to watch the abuse. Yani, just try to understand. They are torturing Bilal, and they are inviting others to watch that torture. This is so inhuman. First of all, torturing somebody is inhuman. On top of that, they are inviting others to watch that. This is really bad. So inshallah, we'll continue this story in the next class. We'll end here because it's time, and I will continue next week. And I know you are not well also, so that's the reason I want to